Welcome back to Real Videos. We promised that we'd kind of get acquainted with you a little bit better, so we kind of want to do that now. Start with me, I guess. My name is Jody, and I grew up in a little town just outside of Tampa, Florida, called Riverview, Florida, and that's where my folks live now. And grew up there, went to college at Liberty University, and after Liberty joined a group called Truth, and eventually ended up here in Nashville doing Avalon. And just a little brief history of my life. Jana, how about you, dear?
Thanks, Jody. I'm Jana, and I was born in South Carolina, and then my dad's a pastor, and he took a church in Baltimore when I was 10, and grew up there and started singing in church, and basically was in church all my life. And after graduating from high school, went to ORU for a year, and then transferred to a school in Tennessee, and sang with a few groups for a couple of years, and then eventually came to Nashville 2 years ago, and I've been here ever since. Nikki?
I guess it's my turn. I originally am from Waverly, Iowa, and moved here 3 years ago and went to Belmont University. And from there, a person heard me sing that recommended me for Avalon, and my life has been glamorous ever since. That's really not true. It's been fun.
Hey, my name is Michael, and I grew up in a small town in Mississippi called Yazoo City, and went to a small little country church there and all my life, and that's where all my family still lives. And I went to Mississippi College right after I graduated high school, and then a couple of years later moved to Nashville because I really wanted to be part of the Christian music industry. And so I found myself in the middle of Avalon. And a lot of people ask us everywhere we go, how'd you guys get together? Well, we all met in Nashville because that's kind of where we migrated, because this is kind of where the Christian music industry is based. And we had this really unique opportunity to put a group together. And before we knew it, we were on the Young Messiah tour in 1995. And so it's kind of a whirlwind, but here we are 2 years later.
He had put it on stage just so the guys could see it and thought it would be funny. Well, Michael here decided to take it a little step further. So Michael sees the bag of cat food, and while I'm not looking, I'm at the end of the table, he opens the bag and pieces it on this vegetable tray.
I poured it on the tray.
Or Jody poured it on the vegetable tray.
And then Michael...
Neatly arranged. So Michael picks up a cracker, but I don't know this, and he comes over to me and is like, boy, these hors d'oeuvres are really good. You gotta go try one. This is incredible. So of course I run over going, where? And it was dark. So I reached down, he's like, right there. So I pick it up, take a piece, and I smelled it, but it didn't really smell like anything too weird. And so I proceeded to put it in my mouth, and at the time about regurgitated because it was cat food. Cool cat food at that.
That ministered to me.
She was like,
great joy.
Many people got a great chuckle out of it, and
it ministered to a lot of people.
yeah, it kind of smelled like cat food all night after that, even after brushing. So.
And on the bus, she was just kind of cleaning herself, too.
I think I heard a fur ball come up at night. A lot of people ask us what it's like to be on the road and interact with different people, whether it's people that listen to us when we do morning drive radios, or at concerts, at the record table, or perhaps maybe even television, because we do a lot of all of that. And I think that's where the ministry kind of kicks in. It's one-on-one, eye-to-eye with people. And I was reading our webpage this past week, and this girl typed in, hey, thanks so much for taking time to speak to me in Dallas. When you were there, that meant a lot to me. And so it's kind of like, it really brings it home how important it is to actually take time and to step off the stage and to actually talk to people.
Yeah. It's kind of amazing to see how many different types of people like our music, too. Like, we have a lot of teenagers and college-age kids come up, too, but like when we've done some different like television shows and things, like, you know, local news shows, the anchors will come up and say, we listen to your music and we think you guys are really great. And it's just really encouraging for us to know that we're reaching a large amount of, you know, ages, a big age group, and it's not just a focused group. That way, you know, more people are hearing about the Word of God. It's awesome.
I think what's really neat is because we do travel so much and we're on the road a lot, there are some days that you wake up and you're so tired, and a lot of times you forget exactly why you do what you do. And usually it's on nights like that you'll have somebody come up to you and say, you know, when you were singing The Greatest Story, or when you were singing My Jesus, I Love Thee, I was reminded, you know, that God is in control of my life, and He has promised to meet all of my needs, and whatever they're going through, somehow God uses our music to touch them and minister to them, and then you're like, wow, that's why I do what I do. And so I think it's pretty cool when people come up and tell you how God is using your music to affect them directly.
I'm just a little bit excited today. It's because we just learned that our new single, Testify, went #1. Yay! And which is incredible for us because, #1, because Testify, I think we've all considered it kind of our anthem as a group and as Christians in life, that just the message of that song is so pointed and so strong that that should be the central theme, to always remember that whatever we do and everything that is created in the world, we need to testify that it's because of God. And so we're just really thankful and so excited that that went #1, and glad that other people like it as much as we do. And I don't know, what do you think?
I think it's time for another video. Don't you think so? Okay. The next video is by Rebecca St. James, and the song is God! Truly God! A lot of people ask us, do we consider ourselves entertainers or ministers? And the answer to that question that we always say is both. We think it's very important for people to come to a concert and be entertained and for their hearts to be lifted, but also to be challenged with the Word of God and with the boldness of His message, of the gospel, the actual good news.
Thank you for spending this time with us, and hope you've enjoyed the videos. And we also want to challenge you to tune in next week and hope to see more videos that you like.